Hey there, and welcome. If you've ever looked at the beautiful flowing script of Arabic and thought, wow, that looks amazing, but way too hard for me, then you've come to the right place. We're going to show you that the alphabet is actually the key that unlocks the entire language. And today, we're going to put that key right in your hand.
So let's just be honest for a second. When you first see Arabic writing, it can look a little intimidating, right? I mean, all those curves and dots can seem super complex. And you know what? That's a totally normal first impression. But what if I told you that complexity is mostly just an illusion?
And that's exactly what we're going to do right now. Our whole goal here is to break it down, piece by piece, into simple, easy-to-understand parts. Seriously, by the time we're done, you're not just going to see the logic behind it. You're going to feel confident enough to start writing yourself. Think about it. Just like you had to learn your ABCs before you could read anything in English, the alphabet is the absolute foundation for Arabic. Everything else, all the vocabulary, the grammar, it's all built right on top of this one crucial first step. Okay, so let's dive right in. To really get a handle on this, you only need to understand two basic rules. That's it, just two. These are the core ideas that make the whole system work. Let's tackle the first one.
First things first, how many letters are we talking about? Well, the Arabic alphabet has a totally manageable 28 letters. Not hundreds, just 28. And the best part is, each letter pretty much has one distinct sound, which makes it very phonetic. For the most part, what you see is what you say.
All right, now for the second rule, and this one is the big one. It's the single biggest difference from English. While English goes from left to right, Arabic is written and read from right to left. So for a word like salam, you actually start on the right and move your way left. It's a mental flip for sure, but trust me, you'd be surprised how quickly your brain makes the switch. Okay, now we get to my favorite part. This is where the real magic and beauty of Arabic writing comes in. We're going to talk about the way letters actually change their shape. This is the secret behind that elegant, flowing script that everyone finds so captivating.
The easiest way to wrap your head around this is with something called the chain concept. See, most letters in Arabic aren't meant to stand alone. They're designed to connect to each other. They link up to form a word in one continuous fluid motion, almost like links being joined together in a chain.
Let's look at a real example with the letter ba. When it's all by itself, it has its full, complete shape. But watch what happens when it joins a word. If it's at the beginning, it uses a special starting form that reaches out to the next letter. If it's in the middle, it has connectors on both sides. And at the end of a word, it connects to the letter before it and then finishes off with its final form. It's the same letter, just adapting to fit its position in the chain.
But, like with any set of rules, there are always a few exceptions. In Arabic, there are a handful of letters that don't always play by the connecting rule. You can think of them as the lonely letters, the ones that kind of like to have their own personal space.
And here they are, all 6 of them. The rule for these letters is actually pretty simple. They will always connect to a letter that comes before them, on their right, but they absolutely refuse to connect to any letter that comes after them, on their left. This is what creates those little natural breaks you sometimes see inside a word.
I love this description. Thinking of them as having a lonely personality is such a great way to remember the rule. They're happy to join the group from one side, but they always insist on keeping a little distance on the other.
Let's see this rule in action. Take the word nur, which means light. The second letter there, the waw, is one of our lonely letters. So you can see it connects to the letter before it, but then, look, it stops. It doesn't connect to the ra that comes next. That little gap isn't a space between words. It's just that lonely letter doing its thing.
Okay, so we've gone through the what and the why. Now let's talk about the how. How do you actually take all this information and start learning? Well, we can turn these concepts into a really simple, practical roadmap for you to follow.
This 4-step plan works wonders. First, just focus on memorizing those 28 letters in their standalone form. That's it. Second, nail down the sounds they make. Third, and this part is key, just observe how they change shape. Don't stress about memorizing every form right away. Just start noticing the patterns. And finally, you start putting it all together by practicing with some easy words.
And here are 5 perfect words to get you started. Think of it as your first bit of homework. Try writing out bab, bait, nur, kitab, and qalam. As you write them, try to spot the different letter shapes we talked about. Quick hint, one of our lonely letters is hiding in that list. This is how you start turning what you know into a real skill.
So, you've got the basic rules and you've got a roadmap. What's the final piece of the puzzle? What's the one thing that will guarantee your success? It's not about being a natural at languages or studying for hours and hours. It really boils down to just one thing.
And this right here is the main takeaway. The most important thing I want you to remember. The Arabic alphabet isn't difficult. It just needs two things from you: practice and consistency. That's the whole secret.
And consistency doesn't mean you need to lock yourself away for hours. We're talking about small, manageable chunks of time. How about just 10 minutes? 10 focused minutes every day? That's all it takes to start building real, lasting momentum.
So, that brings us to the final question. And this one's really for you. You've got the tools, you've got the plan, and you know the commitment is small. So, are you ready to give just 10 minutes a day to start unlocking this incredible new language? Your journey begins right now.